How are Subko and Blue Tokai different?
Oh, that's a fun one.
Same price point, largely?
No way, he's more expensive. He's way more expensive.
Okay. What else?
I think similar on the coffee side. I mean, so one is they obviously do more other products. They do cocoa, which we don't do. We didn't have our own bakery until fairly recently, and that was by acquiring another brand. So that's a difference. Coffee side, I think sourcing is fairly similar, I think. We work with some of the same estates. Roasting, we have, they have their philosophy, we have our philosophy. Even if we source the same lots of coffee, it'll be different for an end customer. We, I would say, are more mass premium. They're more niche premium. I think the customers are slightly, I would say we try to be more accessible.
Basically calling him expensive.
No. I don't think, I think that what I really appreciate about Subko is they've done things in a very distinct and different way.
But
the communication that they have, the storytelling that they do, the whole brand is very different than other coffee brands that have started in specialty.
I have an observation for both these brands because I've had the privilege to see Blue Tokai from day one. I think I was one of their very early customers. And just to take you back in time, there was nothing specialty in the country that time. There was only Cafe Coffee Day and Barista, and that's about it. There's no concept of brewing good coffee at home or any of that. And I think with Blue Tokai, you start in a certain way not knowing how things are going to pan out. So you don't have a very defined brand identity, tone of language. Your brand book is not developed, right? You're just trying things out as you grow. And what I've seen with you is that I think you're one of those brands that has come out from day one with such a well-constructed world for your brand, which is very commendable. With that, you don't see that often that you launch with everything sorted in your packaging, how your brand puts out content to how you serve a dish, and you nail it from day one. So I think to me, that's a difference between two brands, but it's also how you guys have started in a very different year of how coffee was.
What else? Rahul, you want to say something about niche and mass niche?
Look, I think Blue Tokai has changed the palette of coffee consumption in India. And that's, without that having happened, Subko wouldn't have had a shot, to be honest. So, and that's not just because Matt's sitting here, I genuinely believe that. I think we're different in a couple key ways. Like Matt said, we started off as being like, okay, we're gonna try to, the way we can premiumize this segment was we felt we had to provide value addition on top of something Matt was already doing well. So I think he was serving much better cup of coffee in a much better environment than it existed earlier. And we said, okay, so let's try our best to source the best coffee we can, roast it the best way we can. But then two key things that had to differentiate us further were building a very deep commitment to what a global Indic design language may look like, and baking in conjunction with roasting coffee. And to me, that was the next step, because if we wanted to really justify a higher price point and a more experiential sort of, coffee brand, I felt that what pairs really well with it are really world-class baked goods. And I wanted to kind of bring both of those two things together and try to construct that in unison. So I think the design language and then having the bakehouse kind of like be co-created with the high quality coffee, I think was important. So I think that's a difference. We do tend to kind of be maybe like bullheadedly committed to this idea of design and coffee coexisting. So we try to like, even from like micro lot of coffee to micro lot of coffee will change an element of the design or the packaging. And I think these are things that perhaps have helped us gain some support with folks that are more in the creative industries or in the entertainment sphere or in the arts industries. And I think maybe that's something that we've had maybe more of a focus on than maybe Blue Tokai has. So those are a few differences, I would say. And now recently we make chocolate. So I think that's something that Matt doesn't currently do. So